What's good? What's good? This your boy AJ of the Deep Thought, back at it again, once again. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. We back at it again, man. Excuse me. Make sure y'all subscribe to the page, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the page, hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the post bell notification if you like my content, man. So now, we back again with a new video, y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? We finna talk about the whole Deion Sanders situation, man. Everybody is in the uproar and the outrage because Deion decided to leave Jackson State for Colorado, man. You know what I'm saying? And oh yeah, man, I wanna thank all of y'all that have been rocking with my page, man. We are at over 400 subscribers right now, man. That's an accomplishment. I'm so happy for that. I'm blessed for that. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is keep on grinding and keep on going, man. I appreciate everybody that been supporting the page since I first started. I just wanted to throw that out there. So yeah, man, we finna watch Bomani Jones talk about his, you know what I'm saying, watch what Bomani had to say about Deion. You know what I'm saying? Him calling Deion a sellout for leaving the HBCU, Jackson State University, man. Let's check this video out real quick.
Step into other
Deion Sanders has
HBCUs.
spent the last 35 years telling us there ain't but one Deion Sanders. And now he's telling us go find somebody else to do what Deion Sanders does. You can't have this both ways. I don't judge him for taking the job at Colorado. They probably increased his salary by something like 15 times, right? I totally get that. It all makes sense. But what he did was something that college coaches do all the time, which.
And you know what's funny, man? All these coaches, Deion is the only brother in the Pac-12. Besides, you know, Stanford ain't got no head coach yet, but all these folks are Caucasian descent. Deion is the only brother, you know what I'm saying? And everyone's so mad and so upset about Deion, you know, leaving HBCU or whatever. But yeah, let's keep watching the video, man. Let's check it out.
Is you have to sell people 4-year, 10-year plans when your plan is always 1 year at a time. That's the only way that you could really pull that off. And so he came in and he sold a long-term vision for what was going on at Jackson State, but his goals and ambitions were always to be a Power 5 head coach. My take has always been he went to Jackson State primarily because he wanted to be a head coach but didn't want to ever be anybody's assistant coach. So we had to find somebody that would give him a job and make him a head coach, and so he could have that on his resume, and then he could take that to try to get the job that he actually wanted. Jackson State was the place that could do it, and he did a lot of good work while he was at Jackson State. But all the bigger grandiose notions of what he was doing for somebody else, no, it was what it always is. He did it for Deion, and that's fine if you.
This made me laugh too. How he did it for himself, and Jackson State took half of the brother's salary to fix the facilities down there. He did it for himself, but yet half his salary went back to the school itself. It's not like they paid Deion a truckload of money. They gave him what they could give him. He did it for 3 years. He elevated the program and put a lot of stuff on the map for HBCUs. He showed love while he was down there. For a man that did it for himself, he did a whole lot with his money. But I digress, man. Let's finish the whole clip.
You don't tell us that you're trying to do this for somebody else.
But can he do both? Can't he go to a program and be there for 3 years, only have 5 losses like he did, and bring the attention? Maybe the next person won't be, prime time. They won't be as charismatic as he is, but he still did bring attention to it. And what I've seen from the athletic director and other people is they were grateful for him, and they talked about him going on, and something he signaled because of the financial disparities here.
No, he's very good, but I think the magnitude of the financial disparity is so much greater than anybody realizes. I think the magnitude of the financial disparity between HBCUs and other FCS schools, the smaller division in Division I, is bigger than people realize it is.
I wonder why. I wonder why the financial disparities is so lower in the HBCU rather than a PWI or a Power 5 FCS school. I wonder why. We'll get to that later.
So there's room to criticize him for the way that he has left and for the fact that his initial rhetoric is not in line with his ultimate.
Monty, then what would you have him do? What would you have the man do?
Oh, well, I wouldn't have come in the first place and said that God sent me here to fix HBCUs and God decided that in the middle of it you were supposed to leave. Right? I mean, like, the thing I've said is maybe God wants 10% of $5 million and not 10% of 375. If God can do math, I can understand why it is. He sold a dream and then walked out on the dream. People have the right to be critical of that. I also would have taken the job that he took at Colorado, right? It's not a judgment of the fact that he took the job, but this is not in line with what he told us for all these years.
Okay, and that's how Bomani feel about Deion and all this type of crazy nonsense. Yeah, it's funny, man, how everybody's so mad and upset about Deion Sanders for him leaving, you know what I'm saying? But at the same ordeal, in Mississippi, a man by the name of Brett Favre literally stole millions and millions and millions of dollars in Mississippi, stealing out the welfare fund just to put money back into his old alma mater, Southern Miss. But ain't nobody mad about that. Ain't nobody upset about that. Everyone mad about Deion leaving Jackson State to go to Colorado. That right there is what's mind-boggling to me. You know what I'm saying? From Bomani Jones to Stephen A., you know, to Dr. Umar, a whole lot of people had something to say about Deion. Deion finally responded to everybody that had something to say about him and him leaving and whatever the case may be, man. The video has been found on YouTube, man. Shout out to a brother by the name of Super Ugly TV that found the actual Deion response. We finna check it out right now.
Check this out, y'all.
You've made a tremendous impact at the HBCUs. I guess, how difficult was the decision to leave what you started there?
Tremendous. Because it wasn't about the X's and O's or the wins and losses. It was about those kids. It was about looking at the faces of those kids, knowing that I'm being ready. God is getting ready to elevate me. I'm sorry. God is getting ready to elevate me. Usually a coach is terminated or elevated. Thank God I'm elevated. But still, the journey is not complete. Some of the things that we accomplished there about bringing understanding and notoriety to certain falsities or non-committal things that are done at Power Fives, maybe God is using me to be the catalyst, to make you think and to make you just fathom another way, to make us feel unthreatened when someone of the other ethnicity is approaching, to just make us feel good about today. Maybe God is really using me to open doors at this level. The thing that alarms me the most is just because I'm leaving Jackson, they think that I'm leaving African Americans. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm black. I can never leave who I am and what I am and how I go about being that. So it is still my task to look in that locker room and see 65 to 70% of African American men trying to help them get to the next level, as well as all the others. My calling is for young men, young women, and people of all walks of life, all social climates, and all ethnicities. That's my calling. My calling is not built on a location. It's built on a destination. Now that was good. You're supposed to clap for that. Darn it, that was good. You give some of my good stuff. We just getting started. I already went in the bag, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, man. That's it of that video, man. But Deion said some real stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? My journey is not a location, but the destination, man. See, at the end of the day, man, all these folks that's criticizing Deion about leaving and him deciding to, you know, Colorado giving him the money that he truly deserved, him deciding to go to Colorado. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, all the people that's talking, I'm talking about the ones they call him a sellout, say he only did it for the money and whatnot. Do 1/3 of what Deion did down there in Jackson State. It's like everything Deion did down there was for naught now. And now, you know, Jackson State, they trying to stop Deion for being. He still gotta honor his contract. You know what I'm saying? They gonna buy him out his contract. He still gotta pay the school back for his contract for being down there. And not only that, they trying to stop the brother for coaching the championship game for them, which is very, very sad and very, very unfortunate, man. You know what I'm saying? That brother did more for that school in them 3 years than anyone done did in the last decade for any HBCU. I don't care how no one feels. You dig what I'm saying? Deion did a lot of good stuff down there for them young kids, for them brothers and sisters down there. And you can't take that away from them. You know what I'm saying? For all the ones they call the brother a sellout, what have y'all done for any HBCU? Any of them? Because last time I checked, all HBCUs are ran by the state. They get funded by the state, which means they get funded by the government. Ain't like other schools where the alumni put the money in. They get run by the state. So, what have y'all done for any HBCU to say that Deion's a sellout? He never really cared. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's my thing. Then also, there's an article about Deion, the brother, you know what I'm saying, from this article called From Anscape, you know what I'm saying, and he said Deion Sanders didn't provide the answers to fix HBCU football. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to read some of this real quick, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The reporter by the name of William C. Roland, you know what I'm saying? He did this article about Deion and HBCUs real quick. And I'm about to read a little bit of it. It says, Friday afternoon, Deion will face the media for the next to last time as the head football coach at Jackson State University. Undefeated Jackson State will take on North Carolina Central in the Cricket Celebration Bowl for a chance to be crowned Black National Champion and to complete the program's first undefeated season ever in the history. After that, the man known as Coach Prime will begin the next chapter of his fascinating career as a head coach at the University of Colorado. For those of us who attended historically black colleges and universities, that stands for HBCUs, Sanders' 2-year tenure as Jackson State presented a number of paradoxes. Was he a savior or a hustler? A truth teller or a channeler, or a channeling, a vision of the future or a mirage? The truth is that Sanders is a little bit of each: a savior, hustler, truth teller, channeling, visionary, and mirage. At the end, he is an ambitious coach ever on the lookout for the next opportunity, the talented recruit who will help him climb Jacob's ladder. And it goes on with him saying, Sanders has been criticized for taking the Colorado job. Not by me. This was the best job out there at the time, and Sanders' assistants will be well compensated. Now remember, Sanders was only getting paid like 300 and some thousand down there at JSU. So he couldn't truly take care of his staff like he wanted to down there. And due to the fact he had to give half his salary back to the school. Remember that. It may not be a great job in the eyes of a lot of people, but at the end of the day, it's a job, right? Said former Morgan State University head coach Tyrone Wheatley. And it's an opportunity that most of us don't get. Where else could Deion go? How many more celebration bowls can he go to? Wheatley is currently the running backs coach for the Denver Broncos. Coaches move. We all move from one job to another, one corporation to another. There's no difference from the HBCUs or the other group of fives. There's no difference. Wheatley said a coach is going to go to Youngstown State to do what? To get a bigger and better job? So HBCUs are not any different from any other conference. I think it becomes different because it's an HBCU because it is in HBCUs, and when black coaches take those jobs, they expect us to say, okay, you gotta be loyal, you gotta stay here, you gotta give back to your people. And I think in my eyes, I feel like that's small of a problem. I feel like that's kind of unfair. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that don't even give back to a HBCU. Whether they went there, they was alumni, or their family was part of a legacy of going to HBCUs or whatever. You know, but they don't really give back, but yet wanted Deion to stay. Let me keep reading. No one realistically expected Sanders to be an HBCU lifer. I certainly didn't. His tenure at Jackson was mutually agreed upon exploration. Jackson State presented Sanders with an opportunity to be a Division I head coach in a competitive conference where he could prove that he could turn the program around. In exchange for the opportunity, Jackson State would be the beneficiary of Sanders' media magnetism, energy, and vast connections. And I ain't got to read no more of this. At the end of the day, man, Deion did what he did for the years he was there. He showed up and showed out and showed love to Jackson State and every other HBCU. It's kind of sad that instead of saluting him for the accomplishments he did do down there at Jackson State, we shitting on him for what he decided to do for not only himself but his family. And I feel like we as black people, we get things so misconstrued and messed up. We so focused on Deion leaving that we just completely forgot about what Brett Favre has done and the whole disrespect he done did for Mississippi. And he is a Hall of Fame head coach, a Hall of Fame quarterback, by the way. I'm just saying. We got to get it together, man. This is sad, man. But, what do I know? I don't know that much, and people think I don't know none at all. So, anyway, man, that's the video, man. That's the video. That's the topic, man. Like I said, man, subscribe to the page. Click that like button. And make sure you hit that post bell notification if you like my content, man. So, yeah, man. This your boy, AJ of the D-Thought, man. Always do what you want to do, man. No matter the cost. Peace and one love.